who will be our leader. We are the ones to decide. If they decide the leader, they will follow. If they don't decide the leader, they will follow. It will make it difficult for whoever is the leader, whether it's me or the other party.
Let's get ahead of ourselves a little. What assurances do we have that there'll be a level playing field when next?
There are no issues as long as nobody is disenfranchised. It's just a matter of casting your ballot. Once nobody is disqualified for unnecessary reasons and people are nominated,
the outcome will be acceptable.
It's simple. It's people vote. It's when people don't vote, you are not allowing them to vote. That is where it takes us back to Babangida era when he was removing names and changing people like disqualified to those elections that followed were not regarded as free and fair. What people want is decide their leader. Once they decide their leader, they will follow that leader. And if the leader doesn't deliver, they will remove that leader. But once you remove that, you force them to take a leader they didn't accept. They won't cooperate with the leader. The sport will suffer. Everybody will go into their shell. And, you know, there's nothing to celebrate. I'm a Democrat. Look, I've been in 6 elections. I lost my first 4 zonal elections. Nobody heard any news. I congratulated the person. That's the same person in the Southwest that was disenfranchised. I lost to her 3 consecutive times, 12 years. That's right. But I worked with her. So I waited. I entered on the 5th opportunity, and I went straight to the presidency. The process I went through, the experience, made it easy for people to accept my leadership. So my question is, why are people afraid of also going through that process? Nigeria doesn't need this wudu-wudu, mago-mago to leadership anymore. We don't want it anymore. And certainly our sport can't deal with it. We have Olympics coming up. We don't want any more crises. That's why we want these things sorted out so that all these great talents can focus not on leadership issues, but on getting medals for Nigeria.
And I totally agree with you, Mr. Ashiru. Let's also chart a way forward, because this fighting in Taekwondo, we're beginning to feel its negative effects. Yes. Why has it been so difficult to achieve unity in the Taekwondo family? What are we fighting for?
Taekwondo has what we call 5 tenets. Our sport is not like football where you just go and win. Our sport is about human development, about character development. The moment you start going outside of those tenets, you're going to have crisis. It's like being in the military. Mutiny causes problem in the military. That same thing. Once you start having issues, like you have people that, once you start creating a situation where the Taekwondo community now feels that there's no more structure, then there's chaos. Now, let me tell you how it affects everything. Athletes come to camp. You do trials. Somebody wins. You say you have a preference for a particular person because they have a better record. What is the best way to select that athlete? Trials. When you do trials, whoever is fit on the day goes through.
Current form.
Somebody may decide, no, but this one has ranking, is more consistent. Those little things can be sorted out. But you will be surprised that people will now begin to bring issues of, but I'm a grandmaster and therefore I should decide. Or I am a champion, so I know better. Those are things that are not part of the tenets of our sport. Once a structure is put down, let us all cooperate to make that structure succeed. And we have done it before. I am the only person on this board that has actually trained an athlete from secondary school to Olympics. I am the only person that can point to the fact that I know what it takes to take somebody to Olympics. I have managed an Olympic team.
So why haven't you managed this crisis?
No. If I didn't manage this crisis, if you didn't think I managed this crisis, this would have been worse. What is happening is intransigency. Intransigency is when some people refuse to come together and let this thing grow. It's like if we don't have our way, there's no way. And I'm saying it with, I've been on this program many times, I've not said this. I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility, because it's time for some things to be said. The Honorable Minister called people together and said, look, you guys have disagreement, it happens anywhere. Let's find a way to move forward. And 1 or 2 people have said, no, we won't agree. We will do our own. That's intransigence. Then the person who wants to support you, the minister wants to support you, when he sees it, he pulls back. If you bring a fight before him, he will put it aside. The people in field will say, if you people will not work together, then I won't approve fights for you. That's why you are seeing our artists suffer. So now, this is what we call opportunity to reset. This election will have reset everything. It is now the people now, not 13 people divided into 2, one camp against the other. The people have said, these are the leaders we want, and therefore you people are there to work for us. These same 50 people can gather everybody together in 6 months' time in another special AGM and remove all of us. That is the power of the AGM. So you now know you have to deliver for the states, not just for a caucus, not just 3 or 4 people that will have a particular agenda. That puts more responsibility of the leader. You can no longer just do what you like. You must do what the people want. That's why we're saying, if they didn't put you there,
you can't stay there for long.
You'll be having problems with them.
How optimistic are you that we'll get to that point where you describe that everything will work harmoniously as we look towards the next when the elections will be out?
What is critical is this: have a legal mandate. Once you have a legal mandate, whatever you do, you are doing on behalf of the people. Then it's like what is happening in Nigeria. All of us, whether it is 60 to 40 or 30 to 70 or whatever, voted President Buhari. It is the responsibility of everyone in the country to now work with the president. It doesn't matter whether you voted against him. If you don't work with him, Nigeria suffers. That's the same principle. Whoever is elected president by the popular mandate, our duty is to say, okay, let me give you what I can give you. Let's learn from Hillary Clinton. She lost to Barack Obama. She made herself available for service. That's the attitude I have about democracy. If that happens in Taekwondo, we will get everything right. But let this election hold and let whoever the people want. If I don't win, I am assuring you in the presence of Nigeria, I will work with whoever is there. I've done it before. I have been serving in various committees of the Federation since 1994. During military era, I worked in different different committees of the Federation, regardless of who is the president. If you call me, I will work. And so that experience makes me look back and realize that, okay, why do we have some flashes of problems here and there? It's always been intransigency. And when that happens, we usually call the person to order. Come, no, you are giving us issues here. And people adjust.
That's right.
But what is happening now is that it's elongated because it's like, no, it must be like this. I am not perfect as a man and as a president. But everybody in Taekwondo community will say that the white hairs you see on my hair, they are from trying to work for Taekwondo. We don't get paid a salary for this. We don't get paid. We don't get paid a dime. We use our money and our energy and our time. After 40 years of Taekwondo, 40 years, 30 years ago, I was in camp preparing to represent Nigeria at the All Africa Games. 30 years ago, I was part of the first national team. So, do you think I'm coming there with passion or with politics? I'm coming there with passion. If I'm wrong, you call me aside, you say, Master G, no, we don't like what you're doing, correct yourself, and then I will sit up. That's how we do.
I know. Okay, we'll sit up. I wanted to say we'll let him go, but you wait. Mr. Ashiru, you wait. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, Judge Ashiru will tell us how we can develop Taekwondo in Nigeria. Don't go anywhere. Stay.